So how long have you been working with Envista?
Yep. I've been with them for a little over a year now, previously coming from the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay. So can you share a little bit about Envista?
Definitely. So Envista started in September 2019 when we IPO'd from Danaher. And basically, we were the dental platform of Danaher that spun off. So we're a global company with three main operating companies under the Envista umbrella. So that's Cavocur, Nobel Biocare, and Ormco. And essentially what that is dental imaging equipment, it's treatment, it's dental implants, items of that nature. So essentially everything you would see in a dental offices when you go in. And really I would say our mission is to partner with professionals to improve lives.
Okay, awesome. So what is your role with Envista? Can you tell a little bit about your position?
Yeah, so I have a hybrid role. So when I first started out, I was head of university recruitment and then added talent management in there as well. So with university recruitment, looking at individuals for our internship program as well as our general management development program. And then once inside the GMDP, which is about 6 years in length, I help with their professional kind of career with that. So making sure they rotate in the different areas of operations, the Envista business system, commercial, and the product focus. And kind of see them throughout their 6 year program.
Well, that's interesting. So how did
Yeah,
you get to this point? Can you explain a little bit about your educational background and your previous work experiences and how that led you to here?
definitely. So I went to JMU, James Madison University,
Okay.
and I got a bachelor's of science in business management with a concentration in HR, and then minored in human resource development. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I figured, at least with management, it's kind of more broad and you can figure it out. I just knew something within HR. And luckily, the semester before I graduated, so I graduated in December, so I had the summer still before I had an extra half semester. I interned at Hilton and I then went back to them following graduation. So I went back to them in more of a generalist role. So it was an HR coordinator, but luckily for me, it got to touch learning and development, compensation, benefits, recruitment. So I kind of got to understand the inner workings of each one, more, I would say, broad, not really too deep into it. And I found a love for recruitment, and our global VP of recruitment was building out his teams for campus, for military, and for executive. And so I went into the campus atmosphere. And so I was with that for about 4 years. And a year before I left, my global VP also left and went to Bristol Myers Squibb. And so when he was building out his team there, he asked if I could be interested. And so I just wanted to find out more about the position. I loved working at Hilton and was content on staying there, but it was a great opportunity I really couldn't pass up, really helping to expand me professionally from recruiting MBAs and PhDs, which I didn't really have a handle on, as well as getting exposed to a different industry.
Yeah.
So I was there for about 2.5 years. And then I knew kind of in the back of the mind that it was a great opportunity. And again, it allowed me to grow, but it wasn't the right fit for me. And so different colleagues knew I was looking for a role. And someone that I had met was Nicole Wormley, who's Danaher, and she heads up their UR and diversity recruitment efforts. And so she mentioned that they were spinning off the dental platform and that I could be interested in this role. And so again, I had informational meetings and came to love the team as well as the mission. And I think it was really cool to be able to build it from scratch as well and then get global exposure, which I haven't had before as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's super interesting. I think it's always fun to hear about where some people started and then it can lead to totally different places that you never expected. So
Definitely. I think, yeah, one theme I think in the career was just, having your network and those relationships I think are huge. One, just to find out about other professional opportunities, but two, if they know you're looking, they can kind of help recommend you to other things that could be out there.
exactly. Yeah, that's so helpful. So what is it about your job that you love most today?
Yeah, so I think this has been with every job that I've had since my career basically has been in university recruitment. Really just love recruiting the individuals into the programs at any company, but then just seeing them grow. So getting to see kind of the fruits of your labor after all the effort you did recruiting them at school, whether it's, undergrad, MBA, et cetera. and seeing them rotate within a rotational program, or just get to that next level in the company, I think just kind of like a testament to your own efforts, and you see them excel their careers.
Yeah, that's very rewarding. And I'm sure with an early on company, you get to see the growth of the company so much. So that's cool.
Definitely. Yeah. And I've already seen it with Envista only being there a little over a year now, already seen people grow that are within our program. So it's definitely very rewarding.
That's awesome. So what are some of the biggest problems that you're tackling today?
Yeah, so I think, with everything that's going on, I think it's just the virtual atmosphere. So this was our first year that we did a virtual internship program. And so it was kind of figuring out the nuts and bolts of that, making sure that we were providing the best experience possible to the individuals going through that, as well as making sure that the individuals from Envista that were hosting the interns were also kind of getting the ROI as well. And so kind of having that balance and knowing that there was probably certain things that it was going to be harder to transform being a virtual internship, I think was the interpersonal relationships. You can definitely provide those networks and those connections to the individual, but I think it's different kind of being with individuals around the office the whole day and then having a 30-minute to an hour call with someone. I think it's harder because you're not going to be like, how are the kids? What did you do this weekend? Whereas if you saw them in the office every day, those relationships get built. So I think that was the hardest thing. And then I think, just going into the fall with everything being virtual, it's making sure that we balance our branding and our recruiting. And again, just creating those relationships that I think is going to be the biggest piece to be aware of, and just try to put extra effort around it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can so see that. So is everyone at Envista working from home now?
The majority of people are. I think internationally, a few of our offices have opened back up, obviously with safety precautions in place, and the same thing with our manufacturing plants. Some offices in the US still are closed right now, just because of spikes of things going on with our global headquarters being California. They're still trying to get things under control there. So just thinking about the safety of our employees with that, and then also, as things are changing from the educational atmosphere, individuals that have kids, is worrying about making sure that you can take care of them as well, since it's going to be virtual.
Mm-hmm.
But really just looking to see how we can be flexible with the working environment, not only now, but in the future.
Yeah, that's very important. So is there any other unique things happening at your office right now?
During when COVID-19 was happening and Black Lives Matter, really just impressed with the communication and the transparency of our leadership. So we have weekly forums with our CEO where all of our employees are invited, really just to ask any question they have of the CEO or any of our senior leadership team. And then our head of HR hosts a weekly, bi-weekly call for all of our HR team as well, just keeping us engaged and knowing what's going on with the situation, how things will change with the working remotely versus working in the office, the safety precautions we're taking. So just keeping us abreast of all the kind of changing atmosphere. And I've just been very impressed with that.
Yeah, I agree. During a time when everybody feels like they're so in the dark and it's hard to plan for the future, transparency and good communication is the most that you can do right now.
Definitely.
So switching over to your relationship with grad leaders, have there been any industry challenges that you've been able to solve by using grad leaders?
Yeah, so I think, just from the day-to-day, obviously use grad leaders to find new talent for my areas, but I've also been able to help individuals within our corporate recruitment team as well find candidates that might fit some of their roles. So more of the, above my kind of entry-level campus recruitment initiatives, more mid-level as well, being able to target specific talent, like if they're looking for, so many years of experience in industry preference, maybe looking for people that are only located on the West Coast, really being able to target the ideal background we're looking for, I think has been really helpful with grad leaders. Mm-hmm. And then sitting in on some of the webinars that have happened so far in the late spring, early summer has been helpful as well from an educational sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. How has Grad Leaders helped Envista spread brand awareness?
I think for brand awareness, I think the profile piece, the company page that the students see, I think is good. Also just things like this, or if you're, ever doing something where you're filming tips or advice, I think that's helped as well.
Mhm.
Just getting the students exposed to the company on a different level. Yes, they can see the company page, which is great, but getting to film something like this or getting them to kind of see a video that you filmed, I think is huge, and it provides a different level.
I agree.
And then, just making other connections along the way.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's so valuable. I mean, I'm a college student right now, so hearing directly from an employer goes so much further than just seeing their name on a page, you know?
Exactly. And I think that's like me when I'm doing recruitment. It's, yes, the students like to see, the recruitment people there, but really they want to talk to the individuals that are going through these programs that are in the business. So I like to bring obviously those subject matter experts with me so they can have a more fruitful conversation with those candidates and really tell them what it's like to be a part of Envista, or what it's like to be in the program that they're actually applying for.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you suggest GradLeaders to any newer companies who are looking to get their name out to job seekers?
Definitely. I think we've had a great relationship so far. I mean, being with Envista, again, we're only about a year old now, but it's been a great partnership so far. And obviously, you have many colleagues in the industry, and they all recommended I get into it. Once we created Envista, which we did, and they're all happy with their partnerships as well. So I think it's definitely a useful platform.
Mhm.
Really has come a long way, and really doing new innovative things in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Have you used any other software companies before or worked with any?
Have, and I'm actually drawing a blank on the name. I think really what I've noticed about Grad Leaders is they actually have a relationship aspect. So yes, I've used other software companies, but there wasn't really that, customer relationship management team that Grad Leaders had, and really knows who you are as an individual, who you are as an individual, but also the company, and just really helpful along the way, helping you to tackle what your problem might be from a talent aspect. So I've been impressed by that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think building relationships can go so much further than just a partnership where, you're given a platform and do the work on your own. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's all the questions that I have for you. Was there anything else that you'd like to add about Envista or Grad Leaders or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just, look forward to continuing the partnership. And again, I think everything that Grad Leaders is doing by investing in new things, like I saw a webinar on the internship platform that they're developing. I think it's just it's huge. It's being helpful as a partner to us, and looking forward to possibly utilizing that as well.